Why hello there and welcome back to my series where I get the 1 week free membership from Old School RuneScape Mobile and see how far we can get an account towards being able to consistently make bonds to pay for that membership. And right here we are at Ammonite Crabs where we've been chilling for pretty much like half a day, and we have just hit 50 attack, 50 strength, and 50 ranged, which means that we are pretty much all set to start going for what I want to go for. And I might as well just reveal that now. I really want to go do Barrows, which is a very good moneymaker, especially if you get lucky. You can get items that are worth upwards of 1 million to 2 million gold a piece there, and you get a lot of runes as well, which are worth a lot of money. But we still have quite a grind before we can get there. So I'm on an herb run, and I wanted to say I started using Ultra Compost for the limpworts as well. I used to not use it because I thought, it's just using extra money, it's not really worth it. But the Ultra Compost is only like 600 gold, and it will sometimes, on average, get like an extra patch or so saved, and it's like at least 3,000 gold from saving the extra patch. So honestly feel like it's worth it. And just to remind you guys of how much money you make doing herb runs, dude, this was a really good herb run. I made like 87,000 gold. Amazing. So here we go. We're going to start Underground Pass, which is a quest loathed by many, but in my personal opinion, it's really not that bad. If you're using a guide, I recommend the quick guide on the Old School RuneScape wiki. Those are my favorite, but Slayer Music 1 also makes some great video guides on YouTube if that's the kind of stuff you're interested. I'll link both of them for this quest in the description down below. But yeah, here's my inventory setup. I'm bringing a stamina, some runes to cast Fire Strike, because you do have to kill a couple of enemies. You can safe spot most of them, but the protection prayers will come in handy. And West Ardoin teleports to teleport straight there. Fire Staff for casting it, Magic Short Bow and the arrows because you need those for the quest, Samurai Monk Robe tops for the prayer bonus and such. 3 ropes, plank, spade, and the rest of my inventory filled with summer pies to boost my agility level and for healing, because they actually heal more than sharks do. They give 22 health and healing in total. So just bring as many summer pies as you can, especially if you're a low agility level like me. Pro tip for this part of the Underground Pass, I really wish I knew this before, but there's these parts where you come across these traps, you're supposed to search them and then hit yes, I'll give it a go, and it rolls off of your thieving level, which mine's very low. But you can actually just stand right here, make sure your run energy's on, and then just click, and you just run right past them, because when you're running, your character goes 2 tiles forward, and it doesn't even register that you've run over that tile. So basically, the game is compiled of spaghetti code that's barely holding everything together. And it's done. Underground Pass. Actually, not that bad of a quest. It took me about 50 minutes to do the whole quest, and I had 45 agility. Just make sure you eat your summer pies right before you do anything agility related to boost your level, and you should be okay. And now the whole reason we did this quest was for the Iban staff, which allows you to cast the Iban's Blast spell, which is super good. If I am correct, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I think it has a max hit of 25, which is actually better than the god spells. So this staff is insanely good, and we're gonna go get it imbued, charged, upgraded. I don't know what the right wording is, but you have to spend 200,000 gold to upgrade it, which lets it hold 2,500 charges as opposed to the 120 it holds normally. Having to recharge this every 120 is pretty bad. Alright, here we go. Upgrade your Staff of Iban. 200,000 coins down the drain, but it is totally worth it, my friends. Trust me. And now, as you can see, it holds 2,500 charges. Alright, Black Knight's Fortress is done, and the reason we're doing this is so that we can do the Recruitment Drive quest, so that we can do the Wanted quest, and the Wanted quest is going to give us some Slayer XP so that we can do the Animal Magnetism quest to get a Ava's Device, which is a backpack slot ranged item, not weapon. But it's really good, it's very useful, picks up arrows, and gives you a good range bonus, so it's very worth getting. So we're about to do the Recruitment Drive quest, like I said, and if you made your character a dude at the start of the game, you're going to have to head down here to the Makeover Mage and pay 3,000 coins to have, gendered reassignment surgery. And I'm still bald though, don't worry. Still looking sexy as ever. There we go. Recruitment Drive is done. It's pretty good to do this quest early on your account. I totally forgot about it, but you get Prayer, Herblore, and Agility XP for finishing it, so pretty decent. Okay, Wanted is complete. A pretty fun quest, and as you can see here, 5,000 Slayer XP. I hope that gets me to the level I need. I need at least 18 Slayer. We got to 22. Oh my god, look at that. 22 Slayer without ever killing a Slayer creature. So we have all the requirements for Animal Magnetism, except for Ernest the Chicken, but that quest is super easy. So let's go finish Animal Magnetism. There we go. Animal Magnetism is done. The last quest we'll do on this account, I think. And we now have an Ava's Accumulator. Oh, and 23 Slayer. There's another Slayer level. 37 Woodcutting. My god. I believe This is the level 50 one. I think if you have level 50, you automatically get the level 51. Let me check. Armor level, or 40, no, wait, maybe it is 50? Yeah, it is level 50. Okay, we got the accumulator, that's good. And now we just need to go buy a little bit of gear, and we'll be ready to take on Barrows. Alright, here we are, ready to do some Barrows. Here's our entire setup. This is the setup I'm going to be using with magic. We got Mystic Hat and Robe Top, then Rune Plate Legs, Snakeskin Boots, a combat bracelet, obsidian cape, and of course the Iban staff and the rune arrows equipped. So when I do range, just switch to the magic short bow, and when I want to melee, I switch to the granite longsword. Actually, when I'm ranging, I'm going to switch to the MSB and the green d'hide chaps because they give a pretty good range bonus, and we are gonna need some good range bonus to take on Aram. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a walk through Barrows for our first run, but this is pretty much a setup. Here's the inventory: prayer pots, super attack, spade, Barrows teleports, and death and fire runes for Iban's blast. So let's go. Also got a magic short bow scroll. If you use this on the magic short bow, it imbues it, so you use less special attack energy when you use the special attack. Oh, and it gives it a +6 range bonus apparently. Shout out to my stream. Thank you guys. Okay, so for those of you who have never done Barrows before, I'm just going to give you a quick little overview. I use the Barrows teleport tab to get here, by the way, right here. There are better ways to get here, but we don't have them unlocked right now. So there are 6 mounds here at the Barrows, as you can see. Here's one I'm standing on. There are 6 of them. 4 of them have melee brothers. These are these 4, one right here, 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 and here. Those brothers you just pray melee against and use magic. This bottom one here has a ranged brother, so you want to pray ranged, and you can also use magic or melee. They both work pretty decently. And then in the middle there is a mage brother that you want to pray mage against and use the ranged weapon against him. So that's pretty much the gist of Barrows. Once you've got that down, it's pretty easy. One trouble you might run into actually is Varric the Defiled here has a 25% chance to hit you even if you have the prayer up. So do keep an eye on him while you're fighting him and eat up when appropriate. Also, when you get in the tunnels, you'll notice that there's a rewards potential percentage here. What you want to do to get the maximum rewards is to kill 2 skeletons and 1 bloodworm, and you can force spawn these by going through a door. Every time you go through a door, a creature will spawn. You can keep going back and forth through the same door until you get the exact creatures you want, and I recommend killing them with melee. It's the best, unless your melee stats are really bad. Like, my strength got drained a lot fighting Aram, so maybe I should bring a strength pot with me too. I realized I left out the fact that one of the 6 crypts of the brothers will not have the brother in there, but instead will lead you into these tunnels. You go around the tunnels, certain doors will be locked, certain doors will be unlocked, until you find the doors that lead you into the center here, and then you find the chest, and that is when the last brother will spawn. He can also sometimes spawn while going through random doorways, but as you can see here is Torag. We're going to take him out, and then we're going to loot our chest finally. Alright, oh no, I'm lagging? Dude, am I really going to disconnect when I'm at the chest? I might be dead. Are you serious? Jagex, please. So I'm sorry, but that first setup I showed is not the one I'm going to be using. I'm getting rid of the melee and just using ranged and magic because melee was not doing like any damage to these creatures, and it's the whole reason I brought it. So scrap the melee, keep just the ranged, and I might actually bring some more range switches to get my range bonus up even higher for down here. Also, once you get to this door, there will be a puzzle. I'll put a Barrows guide link in the description below so you guys can see the guide on that. And with the potential, you want it to get as close to 88% as possible without going over it. That'll give you the maximum potential for runes and will not give you bolt rags, which are worth less than runes. So let's see what we get from this Barrows chest. 73,000 gold worth of runes, which is amazing. See, that is why you get your rewards potential to there. And basically, over time, you will profit death runes, and then you'll get profit from the chaos runes, the coins, the blood runes, and Barrows pieces, which are a 1 in 17 chance to get if you have killed all 6 Barrows brothers. So let's keep doing Barrows until we get at least 1 Barrows piece and see if it's a good one. Ooh, my gosh, a nice and juicy chest. All the runes, 54k, not shabby at all. That might be the worst Barrows chest that has ever existed in the history of mankind. 3.9k. Oh my. Oh my gosh, an elite clue scroll. That is like actually more rare than a piece of Barrows armor. That's unfortunate. So we just hit 17 Barrows chest count, and that means that every Barrows chest after this we are officially dry. Hopefully we can get an item soon. Like I said, it's about a 1 in 17 chance to get an item, possibly closer to 1 in 18. I'm not sure. Either way, hopefully we can get something soon and make some bank. Oh snap, we got a Barrows item. It's not the best one. It's Carol's crossbow, but it is something. I said we were going to do this till we got an item, and we have finally gotten an item. Let's see how much this bad boy is worth. It thinks we're still in combat. Give it a second. There we go. Carol's crossbow is about 150,000 gold. It's on the lower end of the value you can get from items in Barrows, but it is still a decent addition to the profit. So I want to find out my exact costs for doing these 20 Barrows chests to get this one item and see how much profit we made. Alright, I've got the total costs here. I used about 1 prayer pot per Barrows chest run, so we used 20 prayer pots, 20 Barrows tabs, 963 casts of Iban's Blast, and 300 rune arrows. If I'm missing any costs, you guys can let me know, but I think that's all of them. That totals up to 489,496 gold in costs, and this inventory, I believe, is everything we got from Barrows. Oh, wait, nope, there's bolt racks. We got some bolt racks because I messed up on the percentages, but there we go. Let's calculate the total profit from Barrows. 923,085 gold. So if I put that into the calculator, we made 433k from probably, I mean, it probably took me about 2 hours to get these 20 chests done. So, you know, divide that by 2, and we got ourselves 216,000 gold per hour. Obviously, you make a lot more than this on average over time as you get more and more items, but it's still decent for our only item in 20 kill count being one of the lower end ones at only 150k. So, Barrows is good. You can actually get items from it, and it's a lot of fun. Let's get on what is probably going to be the last money-making method I show in this series, and that is going to be killing the crazy archaeologist who is located in the wilderness, which is a little spooky, but we have all the gear we need, which is pretty much just a budget magic setup. Here's the setup I'm using right here. Very, very cheap gear to make sure that if we get killed, we don't really lose anything. Now, the the crazy archaeologist is located here in this little ruined temple looking area, and the way we're going to get here is with a burning amulet, teleport right here to the bandit camp, and then run northwest and we will arrive there. So, according to my research of the crazy archaeologist, I keep calling him the chaos fanatic, you can make about 500,000 gold an hour killing this thing on average. That is factoring in the 1 in 128 chance you have of getting a shard drop. He drops a malediction shard and an odium shard, both of which are worth a sizable amount of money. The odium shard being pretty close to 1,000,000 gold, and the malediction being about 500,000 gold. Like I said, it's a 1 in 128 chance to hit the shard drop table, and then of course a 1 in 2 chance to get either one. And now this boss is relatively simple. You first gotta find him because he does wander around this area a bit. Let's see. Oh, wait, I found him. He's just running around up here. Once you start killing him, it won't be that hard to find him because he always spawns right around here. But yeah, the fight is very simple. You just pray protect from missiles, and every time he says Rain of Knowledge, you just run out of the way as he'll throw these little exploding squares at you. So that's pretty much the whole fight. We're going to do this boss for 1 hour and see what we can come out on the other end with. Oh man, the hard clue we just got is also a 1 in 128 drop. This is as rare as getting one of the shards. This is just like what happened at Barrows with the elite clue. Well, there's 20 seconds left on the hour, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to kill it. It barely even spawns in 20 seconds. So I'm going to call that the end of the hour. This was actually very disappointing. I didn't get like any of the good drops. He has Onyx Bolt Tip drops, which is 100k, and it shares a slot with a lot of the other uncommon drops that we got, and we did unfortunately not get any of the shards, which was expected. You know, I didn't expect to get any, but I'm going to pull out all the loot, and we'll do a quick little price check. Alright, so here is the loot from, how many did we kill? 31 crazy archaeologists. Now, let's put it in the price checker and see what we've ended up with. 185k, which is very, very underwhelming for the hour, especially when I'm about to tell you how much it cost me to do this hour. So I used 490 casts of Iban's Blast. Wait, is that right? That must be right. I used like 5 prayer potions, which is like 43k, and I used probably around 45 monkfish, which is about 17k. You add all that together, and it cost me 258,280 gold to do this hour at Crazy Archaeologist, meaning we lost like 70k doing this. So I just spent 1 hour losing 70,000 gold. It could just be that I got quite unlucky, because looking at his drop table, he really does have a lot of valuable drops. And if you look at my inventory, like red dragon hide, white berries, I got that twice. I got 2 red dragon hide drops. What else did I get? Rune crossbow. All these are listed as uncommon drops, which is the same rarity as onyx bolt tips. So I could have just gotten really unlucky and missed the onyx bolt tips. I mean, they're 100k each. And of course, I didn't get an odium shard or a malediction shard, which does even out the cost over time, I'm sure. But this was a bad hour, that's all I'm saying. And so, like I said, that was going to be the last moneymaker. This will pretty much conclude the series, but of course we have to get that bond, right? That's what the whole point of this is. So our bank is worth 4.64 million gold after these 5 days, which is pretty decent. I'm kind of proud of that. Although I will say I wouldn't count the Marks of Grace, because you should probably use Marks of Grace on getting the Graceful outfit first, which costs 260 Marks of Grace. So really your first 260 Marks of Grace won't be worth anything, but after that you want to trade them in for Amylase packs, which you can sell the Amylase crystals from those packs, effectively making each Mark of Grace about 9 to 10,000 gold. So we're not going to count this. The overall bank value besides Marks of Grace is just about 4.2 million gold. So I'm going to go ahead and sell all of this, see how much cash we have ended up with all this work, and buy a bond with it. So there we go. I've sold everything that I can find of value in the bank, and we have just over 4 million GP, which, as you can see, old school bonds are, oh my god, that is outrageous. They were nowhere near that much yesterday. Wow, I'm basically about to get scammed buying a bond for that much, but I'm going to drop it just to show you guys. Oh, it bought for much less. That's good. Are we going to be able to make it tradable? Let's see how much it... Almost 400,000 gold to make these things tradable. Jesus. I'm going to have to trade some gold over from my main. But yeah, there we go. You see, we got the bond. I personally don't recommend blowing your entire bank to get the bond, because it's going to make rebuilding to the next one a bit harder. Alright, I'm trading over a bit of GP from my main to this account so that I can make this bond tradable, because I think this bond would be much better given to a new old school RuneScape player rather than redeemed on my own or given the gold to this guy. So let's go find a noob in a free-to-play world that's legit, not a bot, and let's give them this bond. So there are a lot of great noobs around here in free-to-play. It's beautiful. I was looking around. This dude right here is an Iron Man in free-to-play. We got some dude training range, some dude here, but I think I have to give the bond to this dude right here, repping some sexy looking armor, and his name is Meme Guardian. Let's see if he will accept the bond. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's running off to kill a cow. Is he gonna accept it? There we go. He accepted the bond. Let's see if he says anything. Maybe I should have traded him. Made it more dramatic, gotten a little bit of a clickbait thumbnail. Oh, there we go. He said thank you. No problem. There we go. A cute little innocent meme guardian has his 14 days of membership. I hope he has some good old fun. If this video's been out for a while, I need you guys to go and check in on him on the high scores. Right now, his total level is... Wow, I can't even find him on the high scores. Well, he's level 12 combat, so either way, you guys, that is the end of this series. I know I only did 5 days, but I feel like going 2 more days would just be overkill. I don't really have a ton of methods planned out that I wanted to show off. And the ones that I kind of did want to show off, like Blast Furnace, would have taken much too long to acquire a coal bag, so maybe I'll just link a Blast Furnace guide in the description down below. But one thing I really wanted to reiterate about how you can maintain bonds with the methods I've showed in this video. So obviously the Varrock Medium Diary gives you 42,000 gold per day in battle staves, and an herb/limpwort root run gives about 60k gold on average. Sometimes it can be a little more if you're lucky, and birdhouse runs give probably about 20,000 gold per run with maple logs. Of course, the higher tier birdhouse you're using, the more gold you can expect to get on return. So let's say you do 5 of those runs a day, herb/limpwort root runs and birdhouse runs. That would get you on average 400,000 gold. Adding the 42,000 gold you get from the Varrock Medium Diary, that's 442k a day. Put that out over the course of a 14-day period, which is how long a bond lasts for, and that's 6.1 mil, which means just doing those 5 runs a day and getting your battle staves from the Varrock Medium Diary is more than enough to get you a bond. And those activities take barely any time, which leaves you with a lot of time to actually just play the game, enjoy it at your own pace, and that is truly the way it's meant to be experienced. So I hope the series helped you guys out. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.